student athletes and the role model that my parents were for me, but also my career in the military, as I was speaking to before. And just a real quick story. I don't know how many of you remember in 1995 in Fayetteville, North Carolina, where I spent 10 of my years in the military, 2 African Americans were shot and murdered by a white supremacist trying to get a skinhead spiderweb tattoo showing he was a member. And I was in Bosnia. I got a call from the commanding general of the 82nd Airborne Division asking me to come back and take command of that unit. Because he knew my commitment to diversity. He knew that I could come into that unit and do all the things that would need to be done to break the part that needed to be broken and rebuild that unit into an effective combat force. And he could have done a lot of other things. He had to call a 4-star general that I was working for and get me out of that combat zone to come back to Fort Bragg. And all of that happened, and I took command of that unit, and I did exactly what I said I was going to do, and I reintegrated that unit. They had 22 practicing skinheads in that unit that were called out before I got there, and there were some real racial tensions in there. So I understand the value of diversity as much or more than a lot of people in this room. And I also saw when I was a freshman, a plebe at West Point, there were 2 mixed classes of male and female and 2 all-male classes. The class of 1979 thought that they were the last bastion of maleness, and they were very tough on the integrated classes, male, female, that were the 3 then that were left behind. And so I saw the abusive nature of what happened. I saw the effects of integration and what happens. And so those were real formative experiences for me. And so when I get asked questions about do I value diversity, of course I value diversity. It's a diverse world. I've been all over this world. The team I built in Washington, D.C. was extremely diverse. And I built that team because of the value of diversity and the inputs that you get from having a diverse team. And so it sort of perplexes me, but I understand the question when I get asked about, am I going to protect the children? Am I going to value diversity? Of course I am. And I've got 30 seconds, so I'll allow the first question here.